So, hi everyone. I'm the first reporter and I'm Giselle Batuhinog. So, our topic is monopoly legal barriers to entry price discrimination. So, objectives: learn the characteristic of a pure monopoly, understand the different price of monopoly in different markets. So, what is monopoly? A monopoly is a market structures where a single seller or producer assumes a dominant position in an industry or sector. Monopolies are discouraged in free market economies as they stifle competition and limit consumer substitute. So, example of monopoly is the PLDT or Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company. So, in the past, as the primary provider of telecommunication in the Philippines, held a dominant position in the market due to its extensive infrastructures and control over the telephone and internet service. This resulted in limited choice for consumers and strict control over service price in such a situation. A monopoly can pose challenges to competition and hinder access to wide range of service for consumers. So, types of monopolies: the pure monopoly and monopolistic competition. So, the pure monopoly is a single seller in a market or sector with high barriers to entry, such as significant startup cost, whose product has no substitute. So, Microsoft Corporation was the first company to hold a pure monopoly position on personal computer operating systems. As of 2024, its desktop window software still held a market share of 72%. So, example of pure monopoly is the Standard Oil Company in the United States. So, Standard Oil gained a dominant position in the oil petroleum industry due to their immense wealth and strong control over the supply chain. Because of their power, they were able to impose high oil price and prevent their competitors from entering the market. So, next is monopolistic competition. Multiple seller in industry sector where similar substitutes are defined as having monopolistic competitions. Barriers to enter and low. The competing companies differentiate themselves through pricing and market efforts. So, example of monopolistic competition is soft drink. And in this industry, many companies such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and other offer beverage that are nearly identical in taste and quality. So, despite of having similar products, companies differentiate themselves through pricing, promotion, and branding. Because entry barriers are low, many new companies can enter the industry and introduce different products that will have their own market niche.
Good day everyone. Today I will going to tackle about the barriers to entry. Barriers to entry is an economics and business term describing factors that can prevent or impede newcomers into a market or industry sector and so limit competition. This can include high startup costs, regulatory hurdles, or other obstacles that prevent new competitors from easily entering a business sector. Barriers to entry benefit existing firms because they protect their market share and ability to generate revenues and profit. First example of barrier to entry is the government barriers to entry. Industry heavily regulated by the government are usually the most difficult to penetrate. Example include commercial airlines, defense contractors, and capable companies. The government creates formidable barriers to entry for varying reasons. In the case of commercial airline, not only are regulations stout, but the government limits new entrants to limits air traffic and simplifies monitoring.
Natural barriers to entry. Barriers to entry can also form naturally as the dynamics of an industry take shape, brand identify, and custom or royalty service as a barrier to entry for potential entrants. Certain brands such as Clinis and Jello identifies so strong that their brand names are synonymous with the types of products of they manufacture. Indeed act as a natural barriers to entry in industry. When a brand has a strong identify and loyalty customer base, it becomes challenges for entrants to compete effectively. Customers often associate certain brands with specific for new players to establish themselves in the market. What is price discrimination? Price discrimination is a selling strategy that charges customer differences prices for the same product or service based on what the seller think they can get customers to agree to in pure price discrimination. The seller changes his customer for maximum price they will pay. In more common forms of price discrimination, the seller price at customer is grouped based on certain attributes and charges is grouped from different price. So price discrimination refers is practicing for charging different prices to different customers for the same product or service. This strategy is based on idea what that different customers are willing to pay different price based on their willingness to pay, and also can be beneficial for business as it allows them to capture more consumer surplus, increase revenues, and optimize pricing strategies based on market segmentation.
So the next topic is what is price discrimination? Price discriminations is a selling strategy that charges customers different prices for the same product or service based on what the seller thinks they can get the customer to agree to. So in pure price discriminations, the seller charges each customer the maximum price they will pay. In more common forms of price discriminations, the seller places customers in groups based on certain attributes and charges each group a different price. So the price discriminations is selling strategy where customers are charged different prices for the same product or services based on what the seller believes that they are willing to pay. So we have types of price discriminations. So there are three types of price discriminations: first degree or perfect price discriminations, the second degree, and the third degree. These degrees of price discriminations are also known as personalized pricing, which is the first degree pricing. And next, the product visioning or menu pricing, which is the second degree pricing. And the group pricing is third degree pricing. So let's continue to the first degree price discriminations. So first degree discriminations or perfect price discriminations occurs when a business charges the maximum possible price for each unit consumed. Because prices vary among units, the firm captures all available consumer surplus for itself or the economic surplus. Many industries involving client services practice first degree price discriminations, where a company charges a different price for every good or service sold. So, in the first degree price discriminations is a business charges the maximum price that each individual's consumer is willing to pay. So this means that the customers may pay a different price for perceived value of it. So let's say for examples, if um, na kay painting business and then na kay duha ka customers and then ang usa ka customers you might charge 100 pesos sa pagpaint sa iyang room, and then the other customers is only 50 pesos. It's only 50 pesos for the same services. And because the customers that pay 100 pesos, they value your work, or they are willing to pay the price. So in this case, you would charge the first customer 100 pesos, and ang usa ka customers is only 50 pesos. So in this way, you can capture all the available consumers surplus, um, the difference between what consumers are willing to pay and what they actually pay.